A viewer asked me a really good question about when it's appropriate to start checking the tenderness of your brisket. I've got a brisket that's rolling here right now that's almost to the point of where it's ready to wrap. And I'm going to talk to you today about what I consider to be the best trigger points for figuring out when your brisket is absolutely tender and ready to get going. A couple of different schools of thought when it comes to how you should start figuring out when your brisket is tender. One of the popular theories is just set a probe or set a probe to a solid temperature and then you just start checking it at that point. I tend to like to take a more scientific approach to my brisket and figuring out when it's tender. And a lot of that is driven by the altitude that you're cooking at, right? So the rest of the process looked exactly the same. We seasoned it, we cooked it till it reached an internal temperature of somewhere between 160, 170 degrees, right? And I'm just wrapping it up right now with a little bit of our brisket wrap here. And like most people, I am going to insert a probe into my brisket. But what's different is that I'm not so much concerned about the final temperature. I'm more concerned with how the brisket progresses through the last phases of its cook. And those last phases of its cook are, I like to consider trigger points. And there's two different trigger points, and I'll explain them to you. So what is a trigger point? A trigger point is going to tell us when it's time to start checking to see if our brisket is tender. How do I determine what the trigger point is? Well, that's a function of altitude. So what I've done is I've set my thermometer, and it's important that you use a chef alarm because it has 1/10 of a degree on it, but I've set my chef alarm for 208 degrees. Why 208 degrees? Because 208 degrees is 5 degrees lower than the boiling point at my current altitude. And what I'm going to do is our brisket's not going to be done at 208 degrees, but at 208 degrees is when I'm going to start paying attention to it a little bit more closely. And once it hits 208 degrees, I'm specifically going to be watching the increments in which it goes up by 1/10 of a degree. So what we're going to do is let our brisket cook, and I'll bring you back in when it starts moving at 208 degrees so I can illustrate exactly what that increment looks like and how you can start to begin to dial in your tenderness for KCBS.
Slippery. It's slickery out here.
Okay, so it's been a challenge cooking this brisket because temperature in Minnesota has been plummeting like crazy. And somebody had the bright idea to cook a brisket right now to try to demonstrate a point. But we're sitting at 207.9, if you can see that on our thermometer there, right? So it's right before it's going to start beeping at me at 208. But what I'm going to do is wait for it to change to 208, and then I am going to start a stopwatch or a timer on my phone. And what I want to do is determine how fast it's incrementing in temperatures, making sure to pay close attention to that 1/10 of a degree marker. If you have any other, like a dot alarm that doesn't have a 1/10 of a degree, this process is not going to work for you. So just right there, it just changed to 208.0. So I'm going to hit start. And now we're going to wait in the freezing cold and see how long it takes for this to go to the next 1/10 of a degree. That might be a minute, that might be 2 minutes. But what I'm looking to determine is that those increments, that it's incrementing by 1/10 of a degree, is getting longer or shorter. If it's getting longer, that tells me the brisket is still cooking. If the increments get shorter, it tells me that the brisket is in that phase where it's done cooking and I'm starting to render off too much of that fat and our brisket might end up drying out and it's probably time for me to check it for tenderness. So right now we're sitting at 38 seconds. It hasn't moved. We're going to set that down. Oh, there it goes. So it just switched. It's at 208.2. We're at 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'm going to hit the lap button and we're going to wait and see how long it takes for it to get to the next interval after that. All right, so it just jumped to 208.4. I'm going to hit that lap button. That interval time was 1 minute and 33 seconds. So our intervals are increasing, which means this brisket is still cooking. Let's go back inside and warm up, but we'll keep an eye on those intervals and see how they keep increasing over time. Oh. All right, so right now, if you're paying attention to this, I have this, I know that where we're at, where it's sitting, it's flipping between 209.5 and 209.7. That's one of those trigger points that I talked about, right? We're no longer paying attention to the interval. We're seeing what's happening when that switches between, it's like flopping between those two numbers. It's kind of settled into 209.7 here, but the fact that I've seen it go back between 209.5 and 209.7 means that I want to get in there and I want to check and I want to see how that brisket feels, because I don't want to overcook it. Like, usually this is the mindset where somebody tells you, cook it to a temperature, and then when you think it's done, push it 20 minutes longer. And I'm here to tell you that sometimes pushing it 20 minutes longer means the difference between winning a contest and getting second place at a contest. And let me tell you, I've gotten a lot of second places at a contest. It's a lot better to be more precise about when you're finishing your brisket. Let's see if this one's tender yet or if we still need more time. So this is 100% probably one of the hardest things to demonstrate on a video, and that's what does a done brisket feel like. And we're looking for butter. We're looking for just smoothness, right? So if I stab that in there, that feels like it's almost falling through that brisket there. Let's try that going. Whoop. That feels like it's done, like it's ready to come off. So I'm just gonna open it here. You can take a look at that. Looks good. It smells delicious. But you can see that probe is just sliding through there without any effort. Our brisket's done. That's ready to go. I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna let it sit on the counter for a little while. We're gonna get it sliced up, put a little sauce on it, and dig into it. But ultimately, we'll check that tenderness and see how it feels. Right to this point, I went ahead and I finished the brisket. I kept it real simple, just a little bit of sauce and playing with the new rub combo for the top here that I like, that gives the brisket just a little bit more of a color, which is pretty awesome. But it's the moment of truth. You let this thing rest, you've done all the steps right, and when you slice into this brisket, you want it to be absolutely perfect tenderness. And if you followed the methods that we talked about and the brisket trigger points, this should get you really, really, really close in the ballpark. So let's slice into it and let's see how we did here. And that feels really nice under my knife there. That feels like absolute jello in that first slice. I mean, from a moisture perspective, that looks pretty good. It could have a bit more moisture in there, I'll be honest. That's not over the top, but it looks pretty good. It looks nice and velvety. So let's get a slice out of here to try and see how we're doing. And there it is. There's a slice of brisket for you. Oh, that one doesn't hang like I want it to. I'm going to get another slice out of there. We won't use that one. Let's get a few slices out of here. I like the way that that's peeling off of there, which looks awesome. We're starting to get back into our money zone here. Oh, the moisture back here looks absolutely fantastic. Right, there's our brisket. There's our brisket. It's hot. The chew on that, that's ridiculous. I fault my temperature in the drum a little bit, and this video is not about that at all. So the texture on the top of this brisket is a little bit weird. But I'd still turn that in for KCBS all day. Let's grab another slice. There we go. That's good. There's our slice of brisket. It's got an absolutely nice hang to it. Looks good, smells good. It's got great moisture in there. If I pull that, it comes apart nice and easy, but still hangs up under its own. We'll grab this piece here. Still hangs up under its own pressure, right? So you can jiggle that brisket and it won't break, but you can pull it and it'll fall apart. All that's left to do finish your brisket, put it in the box. This one's for eating. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.